They vanished into the jungle like smoke. No sound, no trace, not even a broken leaf left behind. Can you imagine such a thing? Group of men who vanish without a trace, leaving no sign of their presence behind. It seems impossible, yet it's a reality that has been witnessed. Throughout history, tribal soldiers from ancient lands didn't just hide from their enemies. They literally vanished, becoming one with the earth. No footprints, no rustling leaves, as if they dissolved into the very fabric of the jungle. But this wasn't magic or a special power. It was something far more potent: instinct, tradition, and survival honed over centuries. In battles fought without guns or satellites, invisibility wasn't a skill. It was the only way to live. And this ancient trick was not taught with words, but passed through generations by watching the forest and listening when it spoke. Imagine an army so silent, so invisible, that their enemies couldn't hear their footsteps or see their outlines. They were experts at disappearing, blending seamlessly into their surroundings. Even the animals couldn't sense them, mistaking them for part of the landscape. Now, I know it sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, but it's actually based on real events. In the dense jungles of Borneo, there is a tribe whose members can disappear at will. They can hide themselves so well that even the most experienced trackers cannot find them. The tribe has lived in the jungle for so long that they have learned its secrets. Its sounds and smells, its movements and habits. They know how to move through the trees without making a sound, and how to blend in with their surroundings so well that they become invisible to both humans and animals. Another similar tribe lives deep in the Amazon rainforest. They have developed skills that make them virtually untraceable in their natural habitat. They can stalk their prey without being detected, and can remain hidden for days or even weeks at a time. These tribes' abilities may seem like magic, but they are the result of years of practice and a deep understanding of their environment. They are not superhuman, just highly skilled survivors. Now, you might be thinking these tribes are some kind of special case, but I assure you, this ability to disappear is not unique to them. It's a skill that anyone can learn if they're willing to put in the work. And it all starts with knowing how to control your senses. Think about it. Your senses are constantly bombarded with information. You can see things, hear sounds, smell odors, taste flavors, and feel textures. All of this input helps us to understand our surroundings and interact with the world around us. But what happens when we try to hide? When we become still and quiet, trying to avoid detection, our senses start to fade away. We become less aware of our surroundings, and the sounds and smells of the forest begin to blend together. It becomes harder to hear the rustle of leaves or the snap of a twig, and the smells of the earth and the trees start to mix together into one indistinguishable aroma. But here's the catch. You can use this to your advantage. By practicing stillness and quieting your mind, you can train yourself to become more aware of the subtle sounds and smells of the forest. You'll be able to hear the wind whispering through the leaves, feel the soft touch of the grass beneath your feet, and smell the damp earth after a fresh rain. This heightened awareness allows you to move through the forest with grace and precision. Avoiding the sounds that could give away your position, you'll be able to step on leaves that haven't crunched before, leap over logs without making a sound, and walk over moss without disturbing a single twig. So you might think that just being still and quiet is enough to hide from others, but it's not. You also need to know how to move, moving like the wind, like the leaves in the trees, like the animals in the forest, moving with the rhythm of nature itself. You need to understand the flow of the forest, the way the light filters through the canopy, the way the shadows dance on the forest floor, and the way the animals move through the undergrowth. You need to be able to read the signs of the forest and respond accordingly. If you hear the rustle of leaves, you need to pause and listen. If you smell a predator nearby, you need to hide. If you see a clearing up ahead, you need to prepare to move quickly. You might think that this sounds complicated, and perhaps it is. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start by simply observing the forest around you. Take note of the sounds, smells, sights, and feelings that surround you. Then start to move through the forest in a more mindful way. Pay attention to the way you move and the sounds that you make. Can you move more silently? Can you step more lightly? Can you blend in with the sounds of the forest? Of course, being still and quiet and moving like the wind and the leaves and the animals in the forest is important. But it's not enough. You also need to know how to hide your scent. Imagine you're walking through a forest and you come across a small stream. You know that if you step into the stream and wet your feet, your scent will be washed away, and it'll be harder for others to track you. You might also find a patch of mud and cover your feet in it, making it harder for anyone to follow your trail. Similarly, people have known for centuries that certain plants and herbs can help to mask their scent. For example, by rubbing sage or cedar wood on your skin, you can help to cover up your natural body odor. You can also use these plants and herbs to help you blend in with the scents of the forest around you. If you're in a pine forest, for example, you can rub some pine needles on your clothes to help make your scent more piney. If you're in a berry patch, you can rub some of the berries on your skin to help make your scent more fruity. Finally, you need to understand the psychology of tracking. Most people track others by following their footprints, listening to their sounds, or catching their scent. But if you can throw them off at each of these steps, you'll be extremely hard to track. For example, you could cover your footprints with leaves or dirt. You could also try to disguise your sounds by making them sound more like the sounds of the forest. And you could try to cover your scent by using plants and herbs. You might be thinking that all of this sounds impossible, but it's not. People have been doing it for thousands of years. Some of the world's most famous spies and intelligence agents have mastered the art of disappearing. They've learned how to be still and quiet, how to move like the wind, and how to hide their scent. By learning these skills, you'll be able to disappear in any environment, whether you're in a dense jungle or an open field, in the mountains or in the desert. The key is to practice. You need to practice being still and quiet, moving like the wind, and hiding your scent. You also need to practice throwing off trackers by covering your tracks, disguising your sounds, and covering your scent. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please remember to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your feedback is very important to us. Thanks for watching. See you next time.